And with that, I have a little story I want to read. And
It's a scary job.
it is. Here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the city not a creature was stirring, not even Frank McKee. The banners were hung on the light poles with care, in hopes that St. Joe soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I'm in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out of the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eye should appear but the Canfield Road Department plowing the road. With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Todd. More rapid than a fire vehicle, his truck he came. He whistled and shouted and was blowing his horn. Now Frank, now Nancy, now Bob, now Mike. On Steve, on Liz, on Don, on Darren. To the top of the street, to the bottom of the road. Now dash away, dash away, dash away the snow. As dry leaves that flew, that did not get picked up, when they met the snowplow and went into the sewer. So down the drain they went, with the truck at full roar, and Todd too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard in the creek the prancing and pawing of each city worker. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down came St. Joe to turn things around. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with mud and soot. A cell phone in hand and tools on his back, and he looked like a city manager just solving another problem. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the hair on his head was starting to go. The stump of a pencil he held tight in his teeth, and the thought of flooding encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chumpy and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and he gave orders to Todd and others around, stopping the flood, and then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside his nose, and giving a nod, and down the creek he went. He sprang into his Jeep to give his team gave a whistle, and away they all drove with the speed of the fire chief. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "All is well in the city tonight."